Show your face. Show your face, please. With Durk on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, I guess Adam22 and No Jumper just decided that they're going to interview the whole Chicago at this point. We've seen everybody up there from FBG Butter, Bezu, Mimo 600, JG Ruger, Mama Duck, FYB J-Man, King Yella, Tay Savage, Lil Reese, and just a whole bunch of other guys, right? But now we have Pooda LaFlair. Now this one is kind of interesting because you don't really see too much interviews with Pooda LaFlair. I mean, you know, you see the underground ones or the ones on YouTube, but they don't really ask certain questions. I mean, at least I think so. One of the questions that Adam22 and Remo actually asked was about the relationship that he has with Lil Durk. Now, the reason why I think this was actually interesting is because a lot of people have a misconception of why Pooda LaFlair actually doesn't mess with Lil Durk. A lot of people say he's hating. A lot of people say he's just jealous because he signed Lil Osama and he didn't sign THF Muda in him. But after watching the interview, you kind of see that it's different coming from Pooda LaFlair. It's really not any of that stuff. He's pretty much saying it was more personal, actually more than the world actually knows. And like I said, it's interesting because Pooda LaFlair, he's actually one of them guys who, before he was in a wheelchair, you know, he had a good respect from others, the people that surround him. You know, the rumors that go around about his name, saying he was actually one of them guys. We know he was there from the beginning. We did know that him and Lil Durk was close, as you seen in a lot of pictures. So a lot of people are wondering, why did they fall out? Right? Why be jealous? Why not congratulate your mans if he get on and you could be right there? So why would you be jealous instead of, you know, supporting? But once again, like I said, Pooda LaFlair is telling the world that that wasn't the case. It's a little more personal than people know. Now, for y'all that don't know, Pooda LaFlair was shot and paralyzed back in December of 2016. And in the interview, he described that around that time, him and THF Muda, they was always around Lil Durk. Durk would have them guys around him, you know, they was going on tour or performing. He was basically letting them get their feet wet and, you know, do what they had to do to try to show them the lifestyle. But he said around December of 2016, he was shot, and that's kind of where everything went downhill from there. When Pooda was asked about why him and Durk don't get along, Pooda said that when he was on his feet, it's like he was an asset to Durk. Durk would call him every day and make it his business to have him around. But as soon as he got shot, it's like everything changed and he stopped checking for him pretty much. He stopped getting calls and he was no longer around. Pooda would go on to say that Durk tried to apologize about it around the time King Von died, and he got a random phone call and he thought things was about to progress, but instead, he says after he apologized, they did the video with Pooh Shiesty, the Back in Blood video, in Tay-Town in Chicago, but then afterwards, everything pretty much went back to normal, where he would barely hear from Durk just like it was before. Now, for the people that thought that it was the Lil Osama getting signed to OTF or whatever management deal or whatever they got together, you're not totally wrong, because I personally think that was like the tip of the iceberg for the whole situation. I think they already had feelings harboring, and then once he signed or whatever Lil Osama did with OTF, that was like kind of the icing on the cake, right? That's when you seen THF Muda and Pooda LaFlair, they started sending their shots to Durk, and it was no longer a thing where guys was quiet about it, right? They had their little thing in the past, but they kind of had it like under wraps. They kept it discreet. But as soon as he signed Lil Osama, they did come out and actually say something to Lil Durk about it. And it wasn't disrespectful at that time. They were just saying, listen, we rap, but you went all the way over there to sign him when we right here in your face. right? And like I said, I think that played a part in it, but that wasn't solely the reason why they kind of wasn't really rocking with each other in the first place. But here's the tricky part, right? Because Pooda did admit that at one point it was paperwork in the talks, and they were like kind of about to sign a Lil Durk until he ended up getting shot, and also Muda got locked up. Now he says that this was in 2016 as well, because that's around the same time that Durk quote unquote kidnapped him and Muda and had him around him all the time. So now that puts a damper on things a little bit, because some people may say, well, he was willing to sign y'all, but y'all ended up messing it up by being too involved in the streets, right? He did describe that he got shot in 2016 on the tail end of December. And he said in that same year of 2016, that's when Lil Durk had him and THF Muda around him all the time. Took them, they doing shows, Durk even let them perform. So if he did all that and he was willing to sign, but y'all couldn't stay out the streets, if you got shot and he went to jail, then whose fault is it really? Is it really Lil Durk's fault? Right? Is it his fault that Muda got locked up? Is it his fault that Pooda got shot? You know, so now I'm assuming that Pooda probably feels like, all right, yes, I got shot. Yes, Muda went to jail, but at the end of the day, you could have reached back for us, right? Some way, somehow, after we got over our situations, you could have reached back for us. But y'all know, as time go by, you know, people, I guess, they feelings change. Maybe he don't want to do the deal no more. Maybe he feel that somebody else is better at this time. Maybe he discovered somebody else. Maybe he got back hot and don't got time for it. Who knows what the reason is? And you got to also keep in mind that now with Pooda being bound to the wheelchair, it'll probably be also harder to market him as a rapper, you know, coming in to just signing him. You know, I don't know. Like I said, at the end of the day, this is just me and my theories of what may have happened or why he probably didn't want to sign Pooda LaFlair or Muda afterwards. But I could see their frustration when they this close to getting signed or this close to changing their lives, and the next you know something happened, and then they try to reach back and the same opportunity ain't there no more. This is why they always say, man, once an opportunity come knocking, you got to take it right then and there. Because if not, things change, feelings change, circumstances change, and you just never know. Now, when it comes to the falling out, I guess now we have a clear understanding of why Durk and Pooda LaFlair don't really get along or see eye to eye. Over the years, there's been a lot of confusion. Some people say that it was a Lil Osama situation. Some say that Pooda is just jealous of Lil Durk. But now he gave us a new perspective. He's pretty much saying that Durk changed on him once he got in that wheelchair. You know, and I personally think that maybe he's a little more hurt. Of course, he's not going to say that. Of course. Right? Of course, he's not going to admit, yo, that kind of made me feel away. But you got to remember, man, when your life changed in the blink of an eye like that, imagine your whole life, you're able to do something, you're able to walk, you're able to talk, you're able to see, and then suddenly in the blink of an eye, your whole life changed. Right? Of course, you got friends that they don't want to deal with you no more because of what comes with you and your disability. Then you got to see them same friends that you used to be in the hood with. Now you see them on TV, you hear them on the radio, right? They driving them cars, they in certain foreign places, they living their best life. And sometimes you may feel, listen, I should have been there too. And like I say, he may not admit it, but at the end of the day, sometimes you could get a little salty behind it. You know, it could make you feel away, whether you admit it or not. But that is a crazy feeling, especially like I said, knowing that you used to be around these guys, or knowing that you really thought this person was your friend or took them as a friend, probably would have did anything for them. And to feel like they turned their back on you as soon as things got rough, right? That's a dark time. He did explain that also when he went through the situation. It wasn't just Lil Durk that turned his back as well. It was other people he thought was the guys that turned their backs on him as well. And in that same situation, he also had to find out that he had a baby on the way. So that it's a lot to deal with. So I understand, man. It's just now that we got some type of clarity on why him and Lil Durk don't actually get along, we don't got to sit there and kind of say, oh, it's the Lil Osama, oh, he's jealous. Now we know he feels like Durk turned his back on him, and whether he did or not, that's up to them. So I want to hear what you guys think about this. Do y'all think Durk turned his back on Pooda LaFlair, or do y'all think Pooda just got to get over it and get to it on his own? Right? His song What's All About About is doing pretty good right now. He had about 137K in views on YouTube. It's getting played on iHeartRadio. So let's see where this goes for him from here, man. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.